Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Welcome back to Wilde Reads. My name is Dave. How are we all? Oh, it's been a very long month. It's been a really hot month as well. I'm not going to go on too much about the weather because I think I've mentioned the weather in the last half dozen videos. Suffice to say, it's been extremely hot, but it seems to have broken somewhat because we did have thunderstorms last night and the air does feel a little bit fresher. I have still got the window open, so apologies if you can hear sounds of nature and neighbours. What are we here to do? We're here to do the August TBR. TBRs are still very much working for me. The structure of them is working. I don't think it is any coincidence that the last 2 months that I've been doing TBRs have been the best 2 months reading wise that I've had whilst I've been on BookTube. And I'm probably more focused on my reading requirements for the month, but I really do believe that this structure is helping me because I'm due to read 8 books. It's the 28th of July and I'm on course to read 8 books this month. I read 8 books last month, and before I started doing TBRs I was only reading sort of 6, maybe 7, so it's just pushed it on a little bit more. This month I would like, if possible, to read 9. And so the 9 books that I've picked out, have I picked out 9 books? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, I have picked out 9 books. So we'll keep to the same format as I've done before. I pick out a thriller, I pick out a non-fiction, I pick out a classic, and then the others are just books that I really want to read this month. So let's start with the classic that I want to read next month, and that is, it's a reread technically because I have read it a few times before, but it is The Picture of Dorian Gray by the wonderful, late and very great Oscar Wilde. And I haven't read this. I've read it twice, 3 times, maybe 3 times in my life, but I haven't read it for a good 7 or 8 years, so I want to reread it. And I've got this lovely Penguin English Library edition of it amongst several other copies of this. So I'm going to read this edition of it. So that's my classic pick. Is there any need to explain the story of Dorian Gray? I don't think there is. So my thriller pick is a proof copy of Tell Me You're Mine by Elizabeth Norbach. This is coming out from Alison Busby. It comes out on... Let's grab the press release. This is out on the 4th of September. So I'm reading it in time for release. And this sounds absolutely fantastic. The debut that has gripped the world, rights sold in 33 languages and country. The strapline here says, "Where is the line between hope and madness? Stella and her boyfriend were teenagers when their 1-year-old daughter Alice vanished during a holiday. Though her body was never found, Alice was assumed to have drowned. 21 years later, Stella is happily married and a successful therapist. But everything falls apart when a new patient walks into her office. The young woman introduces herself as Isabel, but Stella is sure that she's Alice." So really looking forward to that. It's a bit of a chunkster, or it looks a bit of a chunkster. Oh, it's under 500 pages, so 478 pages. So really looking forward to reading that. That's my thriller pick. My non-fiction pick for August is Jon Ronson, The Psychopath Test. Now I've had this for a few months now, a journey through the madness industry, and this is supposed to be, although quite a serious subject, it's supposed to be quite funny as well. So it was a Sunday Times top 10 bestseller. Will Self said in The Guardian, "I began the Psychopath Test late at night, tired, dispirited and ill, then found myself laughing like the proverbial loon for page after page." I've read some excellent non-fiction this year. It's been a really good year for me for non-fiction, so I'm hoping that this will carry on in the same vein. And it says here, what if society wasn't fundamentally rational, but was motivated by insanity? This thought sets Jon Ronson on an utterly compelling adventure into the world of madness. Along the way, Jon meets psychopaths, those whose lives have been touched by madness and those whose job it is to diagnose it, including the influential psychologist who developed the psychopath test, from whom Jon learns the art of psychopath spotting. Psychopath spotting, a skill which seemingly reveals that madness could indeed be at the heart of everything. So really looking forward to reading that. And then my other picks for fiction for the month are, this is a proof copy of Mark Ellsberg, Zero. There's Nothing They Don't Know About You. Now this is, I believe, without going through the press release and the blurb, this is about social media. This is already out, by the way. This came out in July. This came out this month, so this is available to buy now in hardback. But Doubleday, thank you very much, sent me the proof copy a good month and a half or so ago now, and I just haven't got around to reading it yet. So unfortunately I couldn't read it in time for the release date, but I'm getting to it now. And it sounds really good. It's about an app, a social media app called FreeMe, and all kinds of let's actually find the blurb. Let's give you a bit of blurb on this. So when a teenager is shot dead after chasing a criminal in the street, journalist Cynthia Bonsant is sent to the popular social media platform FreeMe, a competitor to Facebook, whose lifestyle app claims to give you everything you need to succeed in life. But there is someone who warns against its evils. Zero, the world's most advanced activist, known for exposing the toxic truths behind social media giants and their pursuit of total control. As Cynthia gets closer to unravelling the evil mastermind behind the FreeMe site, she herself becomes a target. But in this world of hidden cameras, data glasses and intelligent smartphones, there is nowhere to hide. So this book is very on trend at the moment with the hacking scandals and the whole Cambridge Analytica thing with Facebook. So looking forward to reading that. That sounds really good. I've also got The Paper Lovers by Gerard Woodward. I featured this on one of my 6 books to look out for videos, and I picked it up recently when I went to Wales. And this sounds really good as well. Arnold Proctor's quiet life is thrown off balance when he falls obsessively in love with Vera, a religious woman and one of his wife's friends. Vera seems untroubled by her wrongdoing, yet faithless Arnold is racked with guilt. He has never believed in God, but now he wonders if he truly believes in anything at all. The Paper Lovers is a devastating story of sexual, religious and artistic obsession. It is about love and betrayal and what becomes of us after our greatest certainties have been shattered. That sounds absolutely brilliant. That is out now from Picador. Another book that I picked, well actually the next few books are books I picked up in our recent holiday to Wales. This has been somewhat of an uplit phenomenon. This is The Lido by Libby Page. Sarah Winman called it joyous and uplifting. It's about, the Lido holds so many memories for us all. For children who have never been to the seaside, it is their summers and their freedom. For parents, it is the memory of seeing their child swim for the first time. That moment when you just have to let go and let them fly. So this is set in South London. Rosemary has lived in Brixton all her life, but everything she knows is changing. Only the local Lido, where she swims every day, remains a constant reminder of the past and her beloved husband, George. And it's about a Lido that's threatened with closure, and there's a local group of activists that campaign to keep it open, but I've just made that sound really boring, haven't I? But it's supposed to be really good, so I'm really looking forward to reading that. The next one I've got is A Story of a Marriage by Geir Gulliksen. This is out from, I don't recognise this publisher's logo. Who is it out from? It's Hogarth Press. And I picked this up because it sounded really good. And this says, in his struggle to understand what has happened to his family, how his wife could fall in love with another man after 20 happy years, John attempts to tell the story of the collapse of his marriage, but from her point of view. He tries to get inside her head to see it all as she did, all the while knowing that he can never really achieve this, and that his efforts reveal more projection than insight. How can one truly know another person? How much of what we think is love is just construct? Is it possible to find and maintain the great love we long for? And it's described as intense, erotic, dramatic, raw. Story of a Marriage examines two people's inner lives with devastating and fearless honesty. It is a gripping but slippery narrative of obsession and deceit, of a couple striving for happiness, freedom and intimacy, but ultimately falling apart. Just my sort of book, that is a bit of me. Story of a Marriage by Geir Gulliksen, Hogarth Press. Looking forward to that. And the next one I've got is one that's been getting quite a lot of buzz on socials, and this is mainly because I think a few big booktubers have read this and commented on it, and this is Olivia Laing's Crudio, which also a lot of people expected this to be longlisted for this year's Man Booker Prize, but it wasn't. I don't know why it wasn't. It just wasn't selected. And this is about Kathy, and Kathy is a writer. Kathy is getting married. It is the summer of 2017, and the whole world is falling apart. So really, really, really looking forward to that, because I've heard such good things about it. And you can see this hardback peeking out here from. This looks nice. Oh, it's very colourful. Look at this. It's very colourful. Yeah, so that was Crudio, Olivia Laing. This is published by Picador, and I've heard very good things, so I'm very expectant of a good read for that one. That was the August TBR, everyone. What do we think? Do we think I'm going to read 9 books? I really hope I do. I'd love that. Would be a record. That would be a booktube record for me if I broke the 9-book barrier. But then the month after, I would have to better it and go to 10, because I don't like odd numbers. I like even numbers. That's a bit OCD, isn't it? That's a conversation for another video. I'm slightly, I think I'm getting more OCD as I get older. I have to investigate that. But yeah, I don't like even numbers. I like reading. I don't like odd numbers. I keep saying I don't like even numbers. I love even numbers. Why are we rambling on about numbers? I hope everyone's well. I will be back on Tuesday of next week, because it's my booktube anniversary. Wilde Reads has been on for 1 year on Tuesday, so I will be back with a little video. So I'll be seeing you on a Tuesday, and I'll be back the night after as well on my regular Wednesday slot. You lucky people. So until then, whatever you're doing this weekend, enjoy your books, and I'll see you back here on Tuesday for a bit of a birthday bash. A birthday bash with Dave. Yeah, take care everyone. I'll see you Tuesday. Bye bye.